so here we're gonna start over here where I have some plants that's waiting to be put in, whether it be here or somewhere else. I don't think it's gonna be here. I got them on a really good deal and I purchased them for a friend. I didn't get a response yet, so they might be going somewhere else. My Eustacia Vi roses are looking beautiful. Well, the second flush of them are coming back out, and we got some that are fading. Got some snapdragons down here. The Veronicas came back and did a beautiful show, and now they're dying off again. Daylilies looking green after a very dry summer. They were looking very brown. My hardy hibiscus is going to do great next year. This is a transplant from the other side of the house. And my dahlias finally bloomed. Finally. This looks damn near dead, but you know, it is what it is. It blooms early in the spring, and then after that it looks crazy. Although in the previous years it didn't look this bad. Over here in the front, I'm starting in the front of the house because the sun is going down. It's going on 7 o'clock in the evening. My zinnia is looking gorgeous. And my delphiniums, oh my, it's looking gorgeous. White zinnias, struggling. Sweet potato vine, finally running. And my rose bush is fading again, but we still have some pretty beautiful blooms. Alyssum still looking great. And my drift of Veronica, they're fading yet again. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have a whole bunch of volunteers from this plant. I had a small one there previous year and I got one volunteer, and this is one plant, one. And there's a yellow, and then there's one that volunteered in the walkway. I just left it. And you can see the rest of the drift of the Veronica. And I'm gonna go ahead and divide some of the bigger ones on the other side of the house and fill in some holes. Over here, we got some beautiful things going on. I love the color on this plant. I haven't been out here to clean up the garden yet, but these need to go because at this point they just look messy. I love my scalloped ajuga. It's so pretty. I love this variegated bush. Absolutely gorgeous. My salvias, looking good. And these are my lava flare hydrangeas. They look gorgeous. Huh. This is putting out another leaf, but no bloom yet. And here's another leaf coming out. No blooms yet. My powwow, yeah, this is the powwow white echinacea that I just planted this fall. And my bobo hydrangea has turned from its white, beautiful white, to green, and some dryness because I did transplant it twice. I have to come in and clean this up. This looks absolutely wild. That's my barberry. I love the coloring on it. The more sun it gets, the more of the red color it gets. If you look inside here, you see that it's green because it doesn't get as much sun. And this yellow bush, the more sun it gets, the more yellow it is. If you look on the other side, it's more of a green color. And that is a sunshine ligustrum. And my beard, I think it's called bluebeard, is about to flower. Beautiful. I didn't even notice it when I passed the other one over there. It's pretty wild in this garden at this point. And the mosquitoes are trying to take me out ever since I came out. All right, these are the Pinky Winky hydrangeas looking fantastic. And these dahlias in the front are finally starting to bloom. And it looks like it's going to be a purple color. It's not focusing. And this pot definitely needs some water. The leaves are a little droopy up top there. So pretty. What a view. Here we have, these look like they transplanted well. Everything is looking good. New leaves are coming out. The hostas kind of struggling. Those pots are still doing beautiful. I did go ahead and fertilize those pots, and this thing needs to be cut back, this holly. I definitely need to do garden cleanup. The astilbe is looking like it needs to, well, I haven't deadheaded that yet. And these, okay. So these were looking very, very yellow, and I did fertilize them, and we see the new growth is much greener. So that it needed some love, apparently. And I'll make sure to fertilize it this coming spring. Oh, my Monet Weigela, gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. Look at that. And these are my prime little lime hydrangea and the other transplanted hibiscus. A whole bunch of astilbe that needs to get cut back all the way down. Red zinnia. And my creeping Jenny looks fantastic. Although that means I'm going to have creeping Jenny in the grass next year. Look at my caladium. So it's a shade-loving plant, so look what happens to the one that gets too much sun. Yep. And this rudbeckia, still have not transplanted part of it to the front. And I still have not moved this salvia out from under here. It's suffocating. Back here, Japanese maple is not as red as it was before, but I'm still loving the color. It's getting a little bit too much sun. As you can see, the leaves are kind of scorching. The backyard is still thriving. It's a little sad, but it's still thriving. This is our second day of the heat wave. My hibiscus did not love this heat wave today. But this rose is liking the location that I put it in. Can't believe it's still alive. And look at these sunflowers. Gorgeous. Have some okra that's ready to pick. I'll get that tomorrow morning. Some hydrangea that's going over. So big. Coneflower needs to be deadheaded, but I sit there and watch the birds come in and eat them. So, eat the seeds. So I don't want to take that away, but then I kind of don't want to see it looking crazy like this. We got some peas that I planted for the fall. Thyme is going berserk. And then we got some carrots. All of this right here is carrots. Some beans that are drying up for me. These carrots have sprung up in the past 2 days. They were not that big. And another happy news, I did start another red curry squash. And I keep having to come out here and, pick squash bugs and make sure everything is okay. But I did fertilize this one myself. And this morning I fertilized this one. So hopefully we get some squash. I planted this particular one after the ones over there on the arch died. Woo. The bugs are coming for me. Sugar Rush Peach. I picked most of these yesterday, and I see smaller ones are starting to grow. The shishito, I have not been good at keeping it picked, and I just really this week emptied the bush, and I see that new peppers are coming on. Literally, they were not coming on until I emptied the tree. And I daily come over to this squash plant here that is barely survived. This is what was left of the other one that died, one of the other ones that died. And it looks like it might give me a fruit. Ooh, the mosquitoes are getting me. My poblano. I found a giant hornworm on this poblano the other day. There's 5 good sized fruit on it. And here I have 2 bell peppers. My Kellogg breakfast, my favorite tomato. It took all season, but I feel like I might get a tomato. That's my KB right here. It's my only slicer that's left. All of the other ones have pretty much dried up and died. But I didn't do a great job with my pepper selection this year. My carrots from the spring are still in. I just kind of pull them as I need them. Under here are my cucumbers, and I've been pollinating them myself. Although it's uncovered, I pollinate it myself just to ensure that I get some cucumbers. I also come out here and I kill whatever bug I can find that's interfering with the growth and killing the leaves. I have quite a few on there. I'm happy I did that because there's a cucumber right there. Beautiful. And the broccoli is still thriving. And the corn, my second wave of corn, is doing pretty good. I've been coming out here and shaking them to kind of make sure the stuff gets pollinated. My lettuce down here is not doing great. I barely see any of them. And I picked off 4 eggplants off of these plants so far. And they're still pushing out some more. And my dinosaur kale looks so good. And the purple Russian looks great as well. More poblano. And more bell peppers. Look at this one about to break the branch, Lord. I was kind of sad about my garden this year. Like, it did well, but it didn't do as well as I anticipated it doing. But I mean, still a blessing. Still a blessing. I wanted to be able to grow so much more so that I can give more away, but pretty much I had enough for myself and to share a little bit, but not share as much as I would like to. I just picked this tree clean as well, and it's looking like it's starting to put on some new fruit. So you just have to keep the peppers picked. I cleaned this tree off as well. The sun gold is still producing. I picked off quite a bit of these myself yesterday morning. The plants look terrible, as you can see, but up top they look beautiful and they're still ripening. So this is the sun gold. The Sweet 100, pretty much, it's not dead, but it didn't do much, and I don't love the flavor of the tomatoes. The chocolate cherry is great. Love the chocolate cherry. And the green tiger, this is what the green tiger looks like ripe. It has a little orange yellow hue to it. I need to pick that. And the atomic grape is pretty much dead. Like, this is all that's left at the top of it, but it's still trying to push out fruit. Look at that. And the beans, I hardly picked them. I just primarily planted them to do some nitrogen fixing. This morning I came out and I picked off all the peaches that were not damaged, because if you could see, this is what a peach looks like if you leave it on there. The birds, the plum curculio or whatever that is, that burrows into the fruit and lets out that sap. So I picked all the ones that were not damaged yet. Even this one. Some of them were split from all the rain that we had gotten. Oh, I didn't realize that the PG turned color as well in the fall. They come out really white, very pretty, and then I guess they give a little bit of color towards the end of their bloom. I have to this fall come out and trim the pear tree as well as the plum tree, which is towering way above me, higher than I would like it to be. this comfrey, I have not done anything with it. I need to chop it and drop it and or make a comfrey tea. However, I didn't want to make the comfrey tea because I'm not sure if it's the, you know, the microbes and so on and so forth is going to survive over winter. So I don't know if the tea and all the microorganisms that would be in it would survive the freeze. So I don't know. The Invincible and my roses are beautiful blooms. And these were wide open when the sun was open, and I come over here when they're about to close. Oh, when the sun was out, they were wide open. Another hydrangea that looks like it wants to do something. This poor thing has been transplanted so many times. This is the cocktail plum tree with 3 varieties on it. Wait, yes, and the tree with the comfrey right there is a cherry tree with 3 varieties on it. Actually, I think the plum tree has 4 varieties. Another incredible, not invincible, incredible hydrangea. More roses. Oh, look, it's blooming. It's trying anyway. That one has been moved quite a few times as well. I think that one is a lava flare. Or, nope, that's a diamond rouge hydrangea. One of the many that didn't survive. I had 5, but they didn't quite make it. And this is where I'm throwing all of my kitchen scraps to compost in place. And as you can see from all the debris down here, the birds are enjoying the sunflower. I'm sure I'll have a few volunteers in here. It is now September and my melons are just now starting to try and do something. Obviously they're not going to do anything, but that's annoying. And I've never actually had powdery mildew on my pumpkins or zucchinis or squash before, but this year I definitely did. And although I kind of saved my zucchini, it's not really producing anything, just male flowers. And this noodle bean is getting a new lease on life. For some reason, it's all of a sudden running everywhere. And the callaloo out here looks good. It doesn't look like it's been eaten up by anything at this point in time. I have to cut that and freeze. I think a mosquito just got me. But yeah, the garden looks good. Despite some disappointments. It's all good. We'll try again next year. Up here, I still have those plants to put in the ground, bee balm and columbine. And I finally have some proper seedlings to put in the ground. Oh, I tell you, I've killed them. They've dried out. They've suffocated because it was too dry and wet where I had them. And they were all started in here, and I kind of plucked them out and put them in individual trays so they could get bigger. The green stalk, some of the lettuce bolted, but some of it is still holding on. I have lettuce all throughout here, and I have my second wave of Roma tomatoes down here as well. Strawberries, I picked them when I came home from work and just stood here and ate them, because why not? This is a patio choice red, I believe, because the yellow one died. And yep, here go the strawberries. Like, as the weather tends to cool down, as it was cooling down, it's not cool anymore. They are getting bigger. During the better part of the summer, stuff like this was happening. Like, what is this supposed to do? But looks good. Up here, I picked the 2 figs that were here. One of them I let it ripen too long on the tree, and it was no good, and the other one was somewhat good. Here go two more. Here's one. And here's a beautiful zinnia. And apparently a cantaloupe, which will be going into the house. Here is one of my nemesis this year. This darn bug. He flew away. I'll get him tomorrow. So when this pot goes in for the winter, that cantaloupe gets to go too. And I cut back. Look at this beautiful thing. Oh my God. I cut them back and look at this. Wow. And this obviously needs water. Oh my. I'll get that done tomorrow morning. The lemon tree. Yes. New flowers are coming on. Yes. All right. I was wondering, like, what happened? Like, why no flowers? And here's the lemon balm. No, I'm sorry, lemongrass. Lemon balm is on the side over there. And here's the other pot, looking wonderful. I was hoping the elephant ears were going to get bigger, but I'm not sure if it's that due to the size of the pot that I put it in. But this is as big as it got. But yeah, this is how the garden is looking. It's pretty much dark out here at this point. Y'all have a good night.